A very good afternoon to all of you. Let me welcome, first of all the present media friends who have come here. Despite the short notice, you all come, and despite being a Sunday. So let me welcome you all, and also thank you all also in the starting itself for making it for this press conference. ಈ ಸಭೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಾಕಿ ಪುರಾವು ಈಗ ವೇದಿಕ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ लोकसभा सिक्किम लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली को election schedule announced करने बाकी है. So after the announcement, in fact, I was also receiving calls from some of the friends from the media asking about various details about the elections in Sikkim. So we thought that better, though it is a Sunday today, but instead of delaying further, we would call for a press conference and share some of the information related to the elections in Sikkim. First, let me tell you about the schedule, though all of you must be now quite thorough with the schedule of the elections for the Parliament and for the Sikkim Legislative Assembly. We will be having a simultaneous elections, which means that the elections to the Sikkim Parliamentary Constituency as well as to the 32 Assembly constituencies of Sikkim Legislative Assembly will be held together. So the schedule will be same for both the elections. The announcement and issue of press note was supposed to be yesterday. It was held yesterday, as you all know. That is on 16th of March 2024, Saturday. Then the date of issue of gazette notification, that's on 20th of March, Wednesday. So that will be the day when the Honorable Governor of Sikkim will first issue a notification calling for the elections for the Sikkim Legislative Assembly, and based on that, the Election Commission of India will notify the schedule. What has been issued yesterday is only a press note, but on 20th it will be a notification by the Election Commission. Then the nominations will can start immediately from 20th March. So this March they can nomination filed on SOXA. For our last day of nominations in 27th March to fix the So, but the rules of the elections are that nominations cannot be filed on public holidays. So, since we have second Saturday is also considered to be a public holiday under the Negotiable Instruments Act, and Sunday, and then on 25th March we have Holi. So 23rd and 24th and 25th, I think second Saturday, Sunday and Monday being Holi. These 3 days nominations cannot be filed. So nominations can be filed on 20th, 21st, 22nd, and then after that 26th and 27th. So it will be 5 days on which the candidates can file their nominations. And on 28th of March, nominations for scrutiny answer. The returning officers will scrutinize the nominations filed and then take a decision on the acceptance or rejections of the nominations. The last date for withdrawal of the candidature is on 30th of March 2024, and the date of poll will be on 19th April 2024, that is on Friday. Now with regard to the date of counting, yesterday in the press note, it was declared as 4th June. It was declared as 4th June for the entire country, actually, including Sikkim. Just now, that's why I had to go out for 2 minutes. Just now we have received a press note issued a few minutes before stating that the counting for Sikkim would be on 2nd June, not on 4th June. So this has been changed because the Legislative Assembly of Sikkim would expire on 2nd June 2024, and before the expiry of the existing Legislative Assembly, new assembly has to be constituted. So therefore, the Election Commission of India has just now issued a press note revising the date for the counting of votes for Sikkim only for the assembly constituency. So for the Sikkim parliamentary constituency, Lok Sabha Pulaichi, it will continue to be on 4th June. So we will have two counting dates for Sikkim assembly constituency for counting change 2nd June 2024 counting for the only parliamentary constituency in Sikkim Lok Sabha counting change 4th June 2024 There is no change in that. Only assembly counting after change part, different parts, 2 days before. I would like to share this press note also with all of you. If someone is there, they can just collect it and just get it. So I hope it is clear now. So the date of counting for assembly is going to be on 2nd June and the date of counting for the Lok Sabha is going to be on 4th June. And the date before which the election shall be completed, that will be on 6th June, means for all purposes, by 6th June, the elections should be completed in Sikkim. So this is the schedule with a modification which I have just said. We have shared a fact sheet with all of you. I hope all of you have got it. त्यसमा सिक्किम को elections को बारेमा important information हामीले दिएको छौं. I would like to go through these fact sheets for you. In Sikkim, as you all know, for the assembly constituency, we have 32 assembly constituencies, wherein 17 constituencies are reserved. It's general, it's not reserved. Or I can say that out of 32, let us start from 12 seats are reserved for BL, 2 seats are reserved for scheduled caste, 1 seat is reserved for Sangha, and remaining 17 seats are general seats. Anyone can contest, they are not reserved seats. And we have only one parliamentary constituency, and that is a general constituency, it's not reserved for anyone. If you see the breakup of the number of assembly constituencies district-wise, Gazing district has got 4 assembly constituencies. The list has already been shared with all of you, so I can also read it out. So, Yuksam Kashri, Yamta, Manipur Jenta, and Gazing Government. These are the 4 assembly constituencies under Gazing district. Then we have 4 assembly constituencies under Soreng district. Rinchenpong, Dharamvin, Soreng Chakun, and Salgari zone. These are the 4 constituencies under Soreng district. And then we have 7 constituencies under Namchi district, which are Barfun, Poklok Kamdam, Namchi Singitang, Melli, Namtam Rapipani, Timi Namping, and Ranam. These are the 7 constituencies under Namchi district. Then we have 9 constituencies under Gangtok, the district which is having the largest number of assembly constituencies. We have Tumi Lingi, Kamdon Singkam, Siari, Northern Guntek, Upper Tagong, Aritam, Gangtok, Upper Gutuk, and Sangha, since the DC Gangtok is the returning officer for Sangha. Actually, Sangha is spread across all the 6 districts, but as far as the returning officer is concerned, it is DC Gangtok, so we consider Sangha as one of the ACs under Gangtok district, though it's spread throughout the state. Then under Pakyong district, we have 5 assembly constituencies. We have West Pandam, Renak, Chujachen, Natang Machon, and Namchebong. And finally, Mangan has got 3 assembly constituencies, Kabilamchok, Jomru, and Lachalman. So this is the distribution of the assembly constituencies across the districts. The list of these ACs have already been shared with all of you. A copy has been shared. Coming to the returning officers, the returning officer is a very important person for the elections, because normally the nominations are filed before the returning officer, and it is the returning officer who scrutinizes the nominations, and he plays a very major role in the conduct of elections. So for the parliamentary constituency of Sikkim, the district collector Gangtok would be the returning officer, and for the 32 assembly constituencies, the returning officer details have been shared with all of you. The gazette notification is there, so you may refer to that. And as of now, the details of the political parties who are registered in Sikkim, we have shared those details also in the fact sheet. So we have two national recognized parties in Sikkim. They are Bharatiya Janata Party and Indian National Congress. We have two state recognized parties, Sikkim Democratic Front and Sikkim Krantikari Morcha. Then we have got 6 registered unrecognized political parties. We have Sikkim Republican Party, Hamro Sikkim Party, Sikkim Rajya Manch Party, Sikkim United Front, Sikkim National People's Party, and Citizen Action Party. These are the 6 registered unrecognized political parties as it stands today, as per the Election Commission's records and as per their notifications. Then I would like to give you some details about the number of voters in Sikkim as on 16 March, as on yesterday, since elections were announced yesterday. So as on 16th March, this is the status of our electoral roll. However, the electoral rolls are still undergoing additions and deletions, because as per the law, the rolls have to be updated continuously up to the last day of nomination. So up to 10 days before the last day of nominations, we have to accept Form 6 for inclusions, if any. But however, Form 7 and Form 8 for deletions and shifting, those will be should be stopped immediately after the announcement. So that has been stopped yesterday. However, the additions will continue to happen for some more days. So therefore, these figures which I am giving you, it is only as of yesterday. But this will change further. There may be few additions or deletions as per the applications forms submitted by the voters. So as of yesterday, Sikkim has got 4,63,929 voters, and we have also got service voters 2,502. So total voters in Sikkim is 4,66,431. So the term service voters here means those who are from Sikkim, but they are working outside Sikkim. They are working in the armed forces. They are working in the army or navy or air force. They may be working in Central Armed Police Force like CRPF, CASF, ITBP, SSB, or they may be armed police force of the state but posted outside Sikkim, like the IRB battalion. They are state armed police force, but they are posted, if they are posted in Delhi, then they will also fall under the service voter category. So as of now, we have got 2,502 such voters. And the breakup of male and female is 2,34,850 male voters we have as of yesterday, and we have got 2,31,578 female voters. And out of these 4,66,431 total number of voters, the voters with disability, persons with disability who are registered as voters, we have got 4,192, and we have also got 2,473 voters who are 85 years and above. And if you see the age cohort is a breakup of the number of voters based on the age group. So we have 12,724 voters in the age group of 18 to 19, We have got 1,09,357 voters in the age group of 20 to 29. We have got 1,36,301 in the age group of 30 to 39. This is the largest age group. And we have got 90,341 voters in the age group of 40 to 49. We have got 57,815 voters in the age group of 50 to 59. And there are 35,026 voters in the age group of 60 to 69. And 16,210 voters in the age group of 70 to 79. 3,682 voters in the age group of 80 to 84. And 2,473 voters in the age group of above 85. So that constitutes totally 4,63,921 excluding the service voters. If you include the service voters of 2,502, the total voters as on yesterday stands at 4,66,431. So these are the details about the voters in Sikkim. Next, we would like to share the details about the polling stations. It is where the poll is going to happen on 19th of April. We have got 573 polling stations as of today. In case the number of voters in any polling station crosses 1,500, then we can go for an auxiliary booth. But as of now, it has not happened. But as I said, there are some more forms which are being processed. So in case this number goes up, then if any polling station has more than 1,500 voters, can say the auxiliary booth set up person. There are as of now 573 polling stations to Sikkim now, and out of this 88 polling stations to urban area now, 485 polling stations to rural area now. And now the polling station locations. The difference between polling stations and polling station location is that in one location sometimes there may be more than one polling stations. एउटा स्कुलमा दुईटा या तीनटा पोलिङ स्टेशन्स पनि हुन सक्छ, तर त्यसलाई एउटा लोकेसन भनेर हामी भन्छ. तर पोलिङ स्टेशन्सले काउन्ट गर्दा सपोज देयर आर 3 बुथ्स इन दैट विल काउन्ट एज 3 पोलिङ स्टेशन्स, तर लोकेसन चाहिँ एउटा हो. सो अकॉर्डिंगली इफ यू सी वी हैव गॉट 427 polling locations in Sikkim, out of which 46 locations are in urban area and 381 polling stations are in the rural areas, the polling locations. And out of these 573 polling stations, 51 polling stations will also be having Sangha voters. So there won't be separate polling stations for Sangha. All of you are aware, earlier elections also Sangha voters have voted. So it is part and parcel of these 573, these 51 polling stations where Sangha voters will go and cast their vote. An additional machine will be kept. Normally, duita EVM राखेको हुन्छ, एउटा चाहिँ लोकसभाको लागि र एउटा चाहिँ असेम्ब्ली इलेक्सनको लागि. तर जहाँ चाहिँ संघा भोटर्स पनि भोट हाल्नुपर्ने त्यहाँ चाहिँ 30 वटा मसिन पनि त्यहाँ एडिसनली राखेको हुन्छ. So such polling stations where Sangha voters will be voting is 51. This is throughout the state. And we are going to have at least 32 polling stations which are women managed, which means that all the polling officials, presiding officer, the polling officials, all will be women. So just to, as a mark of an empowerment and to show that they are equally capable of doing the works which men can do. So we will be having at least one polling station in every assembly constituency, which will be fully managed by women. And we will be also having one polling station in the entire state, which will be totally managed by persons with disabilities. So that will be under Gangtok district. The DC Gangtok has already identified the polling parties. So they are all persons with disabilities, but they will be managing the poll in that polling station. Again, this is to show that the persons with disabilities are no way inferior or lesser to any of us, and they are capable of doing any work which we can do. So to mark that, we are planning to have one polling station which will be totally managed by the persons with disability. Apart from that, we will have at least 6 polling stations which will be considered as model polling stations, which will be like whatever facilities that are required to be provided. It will be provided in all 573 polling stations. The assured minimum facility like drinking water, electricity, ramp wherever it is required, and toilet facility. All these will be provided in all 573 polling stations in Sikkim. But these modern polling stations will be like having some more facilities like a proper reception, a carpet. This basically to have a better experience for the voters. Now, if you see the breakup of the locations, in 306 locations, we have got one polling station, which means in those buildings, there will be in 306 buildings, there will be only one polling booth. In 96 locations, there will be two polling booths. So room number 1, room number 2, the Nirodhita instruction. And 25 polling stations, 25 locations, there will be 3 polling stations. So maximum in any location, you will have 3 polling booths, not over, beyond that. So these are the details regarding the polling stations in Sikkim. Then coming to the EVMs and VVPATs. As you all know, we have been conducting elections through EVMs for many years now. But VVPATs were introduced in 2019 in Sikkim, and this year in this 2024 elections also we will be using VVPAT. So we have got the required number of EVMs and VVPATs with us. In fact, over and above our actual requirement, we are having around 50% reserve also, so that in case of on the poll day if there is any issues with any machine, so it can be immediately replaced. So this is a usual practice. We keep some reserve machines, so we have got enough reserve machines. And the first level checking of the EVMs and VVPATs have already been completed, and the randomization of the VVPAT will be done very soon, where through a software the VVPATs will be allotted to various constituencies in the first randomization. Then after that, around 10 days before the poll day, that will be around say 9th of April, there will be a second randomization of the EVMs. यसमा चाहिँ कुन चाहिँ मेसिन चाहिँ कुन चाहिँ पोलिङ स्टेसनमा पठाउनु पर्ने त्यो पनि त्यो सफ्टवेयरले randomize गरेर दिन्छ. All these will be done in the presence of the political parties and candidates for transparency. So these are all details about the EVMs and VVPAT. Now coming to the polling personnel, they are very important. Like they are as important as the EVMs and VVPATs because they are the one who will be sitting in the polling station on the poll day, almost from morning 5 o'clock till say late in the evening 7, 8 o'clock or sometimes even beyond that. So they all are the government employees. Every polling station will have one presiding officer and 5 polling officials. A presiding officer is head of the polling team and he will have 5 members along with him. And wherever Sangha voters are there, as I said, additional mission त्यहाँ राखेको हुन्छ. त्यसले गर्दा त्यहाँ चाहिँ Sangha voters polling station मा हुनुहुन्छ भने त्यहाँ चाहिँ एउटा presiding officer र 6 जना polling officials पठाउँछ. 1 person extra we will send to manage the EVM for Sangha. Again, we have already got the required number of polling personnel with reserves. In fact, from December itself, we had started planning for the training, and we have already given them 3 rounds of training. So all the presiding officers and polling officer 1. Basically, these are the 2 important positions. The polling officer 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be trained later, but the most important persons will be conducting the elections and will be heading the polling team or the presiding officer, and the next in command is polling officer 1. So already 3 rounds training on this evaluation. So they are quite thorough on all the procedures that are to be followed for the conduct of poll on the poll day. They have been given hands-on training on how to operate the EVM. Most of them have done elections earlier, but still 5 years now there is a possibility that they may have forgotten. So we have given enough hands-on training and theoretical, practical, all trainings have been given. So 3 rounds of training are over, and one more training we will be giving, one more round of training. Normally, we used to give only 3 rounds training, but this college only 4 rounds training in the exam, so that the more they are trained, the lesser the chances for mistakes coming up. So therefore, out of that 4, 3 rounds are already over, and the last round we will have it around 2 weeks before the poll day. Coming to the law and order and expenditure monitoring. So in order to maintain the law and order, and also to uh, take care of the complaints which may be coming with regard to violations of model code of conduct, or complaints relating to expenditure monitoring. So we will have various teams, various categories of officers who will be in the field, and who will be attending to these complaints at any point of time. So throughout the state, these officers will be posted. So we have got 81 sector magistrates. So we have got 32 assembly constituencies, but we have got 81 sector magistrates, including reserve sector magistrates, which means Euta constituency now more than one sector magistrate posting officer. In addition to that, we will have sector police officers. 71 officers have been identified, and they have been given responsibility of a particular sector. A sector magistrate, sector police officer, when suppose for example, assembly constituency now 18 polling stations children, maybe 10 polling stations ni data sector magistrate the police officer control answer. Remaining advertising arco sector magistrate police officer to control answer. Because sometimes if the area is too large, entire assembly constituency like our एउटै कन्स्टिट्युन्सीलाई चाहिँ दुईटा या तीनटा सेक्टर डिभाइड गरेर एक सेक्टरमा एक जना पोस्टिङ गरेको छ. Then we have 97 flying squads. Flying squads also will have one magistrate, an officer who has been given special executive magisterial powers, and it will also have a police officer. So in case of any complaint relating to law and order, or any complaint relating to violation of model code of conduct, the flying squads are required to go to the spot and take necessary action. And not only that, the flying squads also will be required to look into whether any movement of large amount of cash or liquor or any freebies are being moved from one location to another, because these are items which can be used for inducing the voters. So to check that also, the flying squads will be on the job. Then we have got 89 static surveillance teams. Now what is the role of static surveillance team? They will be setting up napas, checkposts at various locations. So very soon you will be finding, now that the elections have been announced, in a day or two you will find that the checkposts would have been set up by these static surveillance teams, and they will be checking the vehicles. Again, why do they check the vehicles? This may, if suppose someone is carrying huge amount of cash, or say liquor, or freebies, or any other precious items, then they will be, the person who is carrying these items will be asked to account for it. If convincing reply is given, then they may take note of it and release the cash. But if it is found that it is unaccounted money, then the matter will be reported to the income tax department, and then income tax department will take appropriate action against that person. So these are measures to basically check the movement of cash and liquor, as I said, which can be used as a inducement. Then we will have video surveillance teams. 62 teams will have been appointed as video surveillance teams. Video surveillance team को काम के छ भने, as the name suggests, वहाँकोमा एउटा video camera हुन्छ, and जहाँ पनि political meetings organize गरेको छ, यहाँ गएर चाहिँ they will cover the entire meetings. They will cover the entire meeting, so that in case of any, say, complaints of model code of conduct violations, that can be captured in the video camera. They will be recording the speeches which are happening, which are being given in such meetings, political party meetings, and also mainly they will also be covering the total arrangements that have been made for the meetings, like the pandal, the vehicles, the chairs, everything, because uh, these are all to be accounted as expenditure by the candidates. So suppose every candidate is supposed to maintain a accounts register for day-to-day accounts of election expenditure. So like if you just see below, the maximum expenditure which is allowed to be spent for an election by one candidate in assembly election is 28 lakhs. Similarly, for Lok Sabha elections is 75 lakhs. This 28 lakhs is for Sikkim. Small states like 28 lakhs is the rate. Bigger states have a slightly higher limit. We are concerned about Sikkim, so the maximum amount of expenditure a candidate can incur for the elections is 28 lakhs. So for that, we, as soon as nominations filed by a candidate before the returning officer, let's say at a register, accounts register, त्यो accounts register मा चाहिँ त्यो क्यान्डिडेटले त्यो नोमिनेसन दिनदेखि नै जति पनि एक्सपेन्डिचर इन्कर गर्नुहुन्छ त्यो सबै खर्च चाहिँ त्यो रेजिस्टरमा उहाँले डेली मेन्टेन गर्नु पर्यो एन्ड त्यो टोटल एक्सपेन्डिचर त्यो रेजिस्टरमा चाहिँ 28 lakhs क्रस गर्नु भएन. If it crosses, then it's a violation of the rule. And there will be expenditure observers who will be appointed by the Election Commission of India. And during the course of elections, the candidates are required to show this register for inspection by the expenditure observers at least 3 times during the period of elections. So now when we talk about the video surveillance teams, video surveillance teams, videographer एकजना जान्छ जहाँ पनि पोलिटिकल मिटिङ्सहरू अर्गनाइज गरेको छ त्यहाँ गएर त्यो सबै कभर गर्छ सो द्याट यो एक्सपेन्डिचर भएको छ नि त्यो पण्डाल त्यहाँ गाडी माइक चेयर टेबल खाना यो सबै उसले कभर गर्छ एन्ड लेटर यु विल ह्याभ टु चेक वेदर द क्यान्डिडेट हेज एक्चुअली रिपोर्टेड द अल द अमाउन्ट्स इन हिज रेजिस्टर यदि कुनै क्यान्डिडेटले चाहिँ एक्सपेन्डिचर गर्यो तर उहाँको रेजिस्टरमा मेन्टेन गरेन भने इन्सपेक्सनको टाइममा चाहिँ यो भिडियो सर्भिलेन्स टिमले जो क्याप्चर गरेको छ भिडियो त्यसको बेसिसमा हाम्रो एउटा अकाउन्टिङ टिम हुन्छ एभ्री डिस्ट्रिक्ट अन्डर द रिटर्निङ अफिसर्स देयर विल बी अकाउन्टिङ टिम फर एभ्री कन्स्टिट्युन्सी त्यो अकाउन्टिङ टिमले चाहिँ प्यारलली त्यो एक्सपेन्डिचर डिटेल्सलाई चाहिँ मेन्टेन गरेको हुन्छ द्याट इज कल्ड स्याडो रेजिस्टर सो इन्सपेक्सनको बेलामा चाहिँ एक्चुअल रेजिस्टर जो क्यान्डिडेटले सब्मिट गरेको रेजिस्टर र हामीले मेन्टेन गरेको स्याडो रेजिस्टरलाई चाहिँ हामी कम्पेयर गरेर यदि कुनै एक्सपेन्डिचर छुटेको छ भने चाहिँ देन we will say that we have seen you spending this money but you are not shown in your register. That will be shown in his register. So for that purpose mainly the video surveillance teams will be covering all the political programs and we will also have an assistant expenditure observer as well as election commission election expenditure observers deputy person. उहाँले असिस्ट गर्नको लागि चाहिँ एभ्री कन्स्टिट्युन्सीमा एकजना असिस्टेन्ट एक्सपेन्डिचर observer पनि एपोइन्ट गरेको छ हामीले. Then you must be aware that we have already got 10 companies of the Central Armed Police Forces. So 8 companies of SSB, Sashastra Seema Bal, and 2 companies of ITBP, Indo-Tibet Border Police, already seeking higher person, and they are already in the field, and the SPs are using them now for area domination for black marches in the various parts of the district, and in the coming days also they will be actively involved in the maintenance of law and order. And so far the district magistrates have bound down 277 persons under 107 CRPC. So usually before the elections, if the police has some apprehensions about someone may likely to create a trouble, as a preventive action, the executive magistrate has the power to bind them down through a bond under section 107 CRPC. So such bindings so far have been done for 277 persons as on 15th March. So with regard to these expenditures, I have already explained how much maximum a person can spend in the elections. And we have also notified yesterday a rate chart because normally whatever expenditure which are incurred for the conduct of various campaign activities, we are supposed to determine a rate, a minimum rate जो एक fix करे कौन करने, ये rate ले हमने notify करने हैं, सब जो से इधर notify करो. So for example, flag total flag को cost काफी उनका. Otherwise, they may spend more, but they may show less amount. So in order to ensure that there is a uniformity in the rates which are quoted by all the candidates, and we have a minimum rate fix version. We already and very early, in fact, 8 तारीख मार्च 8 तारीख से हमने सभी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज मीटिंग करें, वहाँ को कंसल्टेशन में वहाँ लोग ये को सुझाव कहीं हमने कंसिडर करेगा, वहाँ पे ट्रेड करने कंसिडर करेगा, सभी आइटम्स को लाएंगे, लाइक चेयर, hiring of chair, making of pandal, hiring of PA system, offering khana, vegetarian lunch to pati, chat lakhs, pati ka salad, vegetarian lunch in the non-veg lunch in the pati lakhs, for a cup of tea, like that. So many items which are normally used or incurred during the campaign period. The sub items which are rate and we already fixed the rate, and the candidates should be quoting either that rate or actual rate, whichever is higher. So that is the rule. Fine. These are issues, information with regard to law and order and expenditure monitoring. Next, I will be giving you the information about the strong rooms and counting center. Again, they are very, very important. As the name suggests, strong room is a place where the old EVMs will be kept. So now, as you know, our schedule is on 19th April. Our counting for assembly is 2nd June. Our counting for Lok Sabha is 4th June. So our 19th April date is 2nd and 4th June. The old EVMs are safely and securely wrapping up. This will legacy. There are very specific instructions from the Commission how a strong room should be set up. What are all the security features that are required to be in the strong room? This will bear detailed instructions or guidelines. So as per that, the strong rooms are being prepared as of now. Maybe another 1 week, 10 days now, all those preparations will be over. And on the day of poll, after the poll, the polling part is related. The collection center now, EVMs, papers, statutory matters, the papers, then they will poll the events as the district collector, the returning officers, strong room. The strong room will be manned by Central Armed Police Force. There will be 3 tiers of security. There will be first tier, that is the innermost tier. The innermost tier will be under the control of the Central Armed Police Force. As I said, we already got 10 companies of CATF. So some of them will be manning that and securing that first tier, and the second tier, second outer tier will be under the control of the State Armed Police Force, that is the SAP, and the third and the outermost tier, that will be under the control of the State Police. So this is how 3 tiers of security will be provided to the strong room, so that once the poll EVMs are kept there, no one is allowed to enter inside that area itself. If at all someone has to go for control room or other activities, still they can't. Once the strong room is sealed, it will be opened only on the day of counting. This will have added to strong room open right now. So 3 layers of security CCTV camera. In addition to that, in a strong room we will be giving a space for the representatives of the candidates to camp. लेकिन 1 महीना 1.5 महीना 19 देखी 2 तारीख 4 तारीख समझ से कोई कैंप गवर्नमेंट लाएगी जो फैसिलिटी सर्व चाहे कुछ ये सब फैसिलिटीज हम लेकिन फैसिलिटी एंड आल्सो यूजिंग सीसीटीवी लगा स्ट्रांग रूम को कॉरिडोर में ये सभी सीसीटीवी को फुटेज पनि वहाँ को रूम में देखने प्रबंध पनि so that they can be assured that no one is entering into the strong. These are usually done even the last election it has been done, and these elections also will be done. Now if you see where our strong room and counting center, normally जहाँ स्ट्रङ रुम छ जुन बिल्डिङमा स्ट्रङ रुम छ त्यही बिल्डिङमा चाहिँ काउन्टिङ हल पनि राख्छौँ किनभने अब इफ यु कीप इट इन सम अदर लोकेसन देन on the day of counting we have to shift all these polled events from one location to another which is not advisable. So the standard guideline is जहाँ स्ट्रङ रुम बनिन्छ त्यही प्रिमाइसेसमा त्यही कलेज र त्यही स्कुलमा चाहिँ काउन्टिङ हल पनि बनाउनु पर्ने. सो strong rooms and counting halls for the districts are as follows. For gazing, it will be at the Government Girls Senior Secondary School, Kunsa. For soaring, it will be at Government B.Ed College, Surrey. Namchi, it is at Government College, Kamran. Gangtok, it will be at the Diet College in Gangtok. There, in that entire premises, SCRT building is also there. So, all these 4 buildings will be used for the strong room and counting. And Pakyang, it will be at Pickling Senior Secondary School, and at Mangan, it will be at the District Administrative Center and the District Election Office itself. So these are the details about the strong rooms. I will now tell you about the postal ballots. So postal ballots, who are eligible for postal ballots? Number 1 is the voters on election duty. So who are voters on election duty? The presiding officers, polling officers, all the returning officers, assistant returning officers, sector magistrates, FST, SST, video surveillance teams, plus all those officials who are working with the DC office, the CEO office, the SDM officers. All of us are on election duty because we can't go to the polling station and cast our vote because on that day all these people will be busy in conducting the elections. So this category is called voters on election duty, including the drivers of the taxis, which we will be using for sending the polling parties to the polling station. The drivers, cleaners, सब like postal ballot forms are under the category of voters on election duty. अर्को category is service voters. Now again, who are service voters? So all these service voters also, since they are all posted in various locations throughout the country. So someone who is working in army, he must be in the border areas in Jammu and Kashmir. So on the poll day, he can't come to cast his vote. So therefore, postal ballot facility is provided to all the service voters. Then the newly introduced concept of home voting. Home voting for 2 categories. One is voters above 85 years of age, and then PWD voters, persons with disabilities. ये दुईटा category से recently in the last 2 years this new concept of home voting has been introduced. This is the first time in Sikkim we will be going for home voting. इसमें क्या होता है? Suppose someone is above 85 years and if he or she wants to, इसमें compulsory China above 85 years when it's government vote government because home voting compulsory बनेगा China. यो चाहिँ we want to make it very clear. यदि उहाँले चाहिँ पोलिङ स्टेसनमा आएर भोट गर्छु भन्दा त they have all rights to do that. There is no problem. It's only an optional facility. Maybe if they are too old or sick and they cannot walk up to the polling station, travel them shopping or anything, do optional facility there. So in that, a person either 85 plus or person with disability. For a person with disability, there is a minimum benchmark disability. 40% disability is called benchmark disability. So only for such cases they are eligible for home voting. That too is an optional, compulsory not. So if any of such persons wants to cast their vote and at home, avail the facility of home voting, then they should submit a form 12D. So this form 12D we have already distributed. Blank forms have already been distributed to all the 85 plus age group as well as PWDs through our BLOs. So now the BLOs will go and ask them whether they are interested in home voting or they are interested in coming to the polling station. So only if they are interested in home voting, since it is optional, compulsory, then they will collect the form 12D filled up, and then in case of PWD along with form 12D, your disability certificate coming that also, benchmark disability certificate coming also. So once these forms are filled up and given to the BLO, then the returning officers will process those forms, and then if they are found eligible, then a polling team will be sent to their house. So a polling team normally consists of one polling officer and one or two assistants. So they will take the postal ballot, they will go to their house wherever they are, and there they will go and give them the postal ballot, and that voter, 85 plus or PWD voter, and cast the vote in the postal ballot. But even at home, the secrecy of voting has to be maintained. So we will be sending a voting compartment. So let's say अपने घर में एक नाम से voting compartment रहेगा without telling them that they are supposed to cast the vote, and then they will put it in the envelope, seal it, and give it back to the polling team, and then polling team will come and hand it over to the returning officer. So this is the system of home voting. So this is available for 85 plus and PWD, but this is purely optional, compulsory. And in fact, it is earlier, few weeks before, 2 weeks before, your 80 plus year, minimum age 80 plus पे home voting facility found here. But recently, the government of India, in consultation with the Election Commission, has amended the conduct of election rules, and they have increased the age limit from 80 to 85. So only those who are 85 and above are entitled for home voting. This I would like to make it clear, because earlier 80 plus theo. So some of our voters may be still thinking, suppose someone is 81 years, मलाई पनि home voting facility पाउँछ भनेर सम्झिन्छ. So I would like to, through this forum, I would like to make it very clear that only 85 plus age group को voters लाई मात्र यो home voting facility चाहिँ पाउँछ. And then where will they cast the vote? Now postal ballot पहला चाहिँ system के थियो भने not the home voting, I'm talking about voters on election duty. Voters on election duty, now they will be casting their vote in the facilitation centers. Earlier, they used to cast their votes anywhere, at office, at their home, and they used to put it in their post office. Or we used to keep a facilitation drop box, facilitation center with a drop box. But they can cast their vote anywhere and come and put it in the drop box. But I let you election now. All those who are getting postal ballots, apart from home voting with an already clearly my details. Now for the voters on election duty, so they will be required to come to the facilitation center. Facilitation center will be set up at the district headquarters. यहाँ आएर चाहिँ उहाँले त्यही बसेर त्यही voting गरेर त्यही drop box राखेको हुन्छ, त्यही vote हालेर जानुपर्छ. So they can't cast their vote outside the facilitation center. This is a new amendment to the rule. So this election, all the voters on election duty who are getting the postal ballots will be casting their vote in the facilitation centers. Service voters, of course, they are all located in different parts of the country. So they will continue to send their postal ballots through post only. While sending, we will sending through online mode. I mean by post, but by post, by the time it reaches to someone who is in the border area, it takes very long time. And after that, after casting the vote also, by the time it reaches back to the returning officer, it takes too long time. Therefore, the Election Commission of India has introduced electronically transmitted postal ballot management system, which means Jati Jana service voters in the 2005 I said that number of voters all will be getting their postal ballots through online, and they will be their unit officer and record officer, whoever is the main officer controlling officer will download that postal ballot, print it and give it to them. And there they can cast their vote anywhere as per their choice, sitting anywhere, and then they will put it in the envelope and they will be sending it by post. So this is for the service voters. 85 plus in PWD, I already explained, home voting will be available. One more category has also been now going to come in Sikkim, that is essential services. Earlier also we have been providing postal ballots to essential services, but we were treating them as if we are voters on election duty. Whereas we have identified some of the services as essential services, including media. So we have already sent the list to the Election Commission. So we are waiting for the notification. So like Health Department, PHE, Power Department, Jail, Milk Union, Sikkim Milk Union. So these are services who cannot leave the job on the day of poll. Someone is working in a hospital. Yesterday, the emergency ward में काम कर doctor emergency poll day में आएगा या क्यों ना बसेगा poll हाल सब देना. So they are doing essential services. Same is the case with our media friends. You will all be busy on the whole day. You know, you will be there going on various places and capturing pictures, capturing writes and inputs for your news reports. So you will also be like involved in, you are also being considered as a part of essential services. So I have already sent the category of media also to the Election Commission this time. So we are hoping that they will approve that, they will approve, mostly to get approved. So once that is done, we will let you know. Then you also can apply for postal ballot. So all essential services in Form 12D, you can submit your applications to the concerned district collectors. They will process it and they will be providing you a postal ballot. Again, you cannot pass this postal ballot as per wherever you sit, wherever you want. You cannot sit anywhere and do it. There will be a postal voting center, like facilitation center. There will be a postal voting center set up by the returning officers, usually at the district headquarters. Being the IRA, the postal ballot layer, being the vote this is the procedure for the essential services. So this is all about the postal ballots. And I would like to specifically mention about the facilities which the Election Commission provides for the persons with disabilities. Though I said that there is an option for the PWD voters with benchmark disability to pass their vote through home voting. Your facility that's all. That is an optional. If PWD voter late, polling session I vote is fully eligible and is most welcome. In case they come to the polling station, then I can tell you what are the facilities which we provide to them. One is a separate queue will be there. So normally there will be a preferential treatment for the PWD voters, including even 85 plus voter. If suppose a 85 plus voter or PWD voter comes to the polling stations, he or she need not stand in the queue. So they will be allowed straight away to go into the polling booth. Then there will be provision of wheelchair, for which there is an app called Suction app. So the PWD voters can download the Suction app and they should apply for a wheelchair in advance, because we will not know who will be requiring wheelchair where. So every app download. This is a very simple process. Suction app. Suction app download constituency name, select whatever, part number, serial number, I need a wheelchair request. So you will come to know in advance. Accordingly, I am the wheelchair facility instruction. For those who are visually impaired, who cannot see, for them we will be providing braille ballot paper. Suppose they can read through braille paper, braille paper polling station and suppose someone is too old or having disability in such a manner that they can't walk and they need a companion to take them to the polling booth, then the companion facility is also allowed. They can take them up to the voting compartment, but the companion should not be casting the votes on behalf of the voter himself will cast the vote. So these are some of the facilities which are provided to the PWD voters. Then observers to know that every election, the Election Commission of India sends some senior officers from various states as observers. And this time also we will be getting observers. There will be three categories of observers. One is general observers, and another is police observers, and third category is expenditure observers. So the general observer takes care of all issues relating to model code of conduct, the general procedure that have to be followed for conduct of elections. They actually do a variety of jobs. Most of the activities are monitored by the general observer. As the name says, they are general. So they will be covering almost all the election processes. Then police observers, mainly their role will be towards maintenance of law and order. And the third category is expenditure observer. As I already told you, expenditure observer roles using accounts maintained by which is like inspection Varsha. Plus, you in FST, SSTs, which is Nata, check post message, गाड़ी checking the cease Varsha. इसको बारे में expenditure observer, monitor Varsha. So these are three kinds of observers now that elections have been announced. So before the last day of nomination, the last day of nomination is on 27th. So by 26th, all our observers will be in Sikkim. But how many observers will come, it is not yet decided. And once they arrive here, the district collectors will be sharing their camp where the observers are staying, and their mobile numbers will be shared with the public. It will be advertised in the newspapers also, so that anyone wants to meet the observer, raise any demands or make any complaints, they are free to do so. Next topic is with regard to IT applications. Now, like in any other department, the way there are so many IT applications. So similarly, in election management also now we have got many IT applications. I will tell you some of the most important things. One is the Suvidha app. Suvidha app is for the candidates. Suppose if a candidate downloads the Suvidha app, he can apply for permissions for meetings through the Suvidha app. He can apply for permissions for campaign vehicles. So whatever permissions they want for various campaigning activities, all these they can do through the Suvidha app. Again, it is not compulsory that they should do it through Suvidha app only. They can also file hard copy to the concerned DC or returning officer. However, the Election Commission recommends that it's better that they apply through Suvidha app, because if they apply through Suvidha app, then who has applied first, who has applied second, will all be very clear. There won't be any ambiguity. So it will be easy for the returning officers to decide things on the first come, first served basis. So that is one app. The another app is KYC. This is for the general public to know your candidate. So after the nominations are all filed, all the details which they have submitted in the nominations, affidavits, all these will be available in the Know Your Candidate app. So that if I want to know my constituency who are all contesting, what is their education background, if there is any criminal antecedents they have. So all these things will be available in the KYC app. So this is for the general public to know about the candidates. Another important app is C-Vigil. It is called Citizen Vigil. So C-Vigil app is basically for the public, because as the name says, it is citizen. So any citizen can download C-Vigil app, and if they find that there is some violations of code of conduct, or if there is any law and order issue, or any other complaint relating to elections, they can take a picture and they can upload in this app. The app will take their GPS location also. Okay, so new Android phone has to be there with the GPS facility, so that once the complaint comes to the district control center or district contact center, then immediately within 5 minutes the flying squad or sector magistrate will be alerted. So since GPS location of the complainant is also there, so it's easy for the sector magistrates to straight away go to the spot and see what happened and take necessary action. So these are three important apps which I wanted to share it. This is basically for the public as well as the candidates. In addition to that, you must be seeing that we have been putting a lot of posters, and even in social media we have been putting some promotional videos or awareness videos, I can say, with regard to the checking of the names in the electoral roll. Again, through this press conference, I would like to appeal to all the voters of Sikkim that kindly check your names in the electoral roll in advance. Normally, sometimes people have the habit of going to the polling station and then finding sometimes their names are not there, and then they get disappointed. Normally, names are not deleted, but it may, for any reason, it has got deleted or it has got shifted from one polling station to another. It's better that you know your polling station well in advance. We will also be distributing voter information slip. Maybe after 1 week or so, once the nomination process starts, we will give voter information slip to every voter. Our BLO will come and hand over the voter information slip. Just not say the voter the name, part number, serial number, which polling station I want to vote, sir. The subway details of the voter information slip not great answer. But still, if someone wants to know whether the name is there in the roll, so they can go and check. There are three ways of checking this. One is the voters helpline app. This can be downloaded in the mobile, and if they give the repeat number, then it will show where is the constituency, which is the constituency, which part, which serial number, and which is a polling station where their name is registered. So subway details I also, or otherwise they can go to a voters portal, voter service portal, voters.eca.gov.in. This voter services portal also will have facility for searching the names of the people. In addition to that, as I said, voter information slip and voters guide also will be distributed to the voters. And the next is with regard to the alternate documents for identification. Normally people think that voter list માં નામ છે ત્યારે એપિક છે હરાયો પછી વોટ કરી શકશો નહીં. Let me make it very clear that epic છે ત્યારે voter list માં નામ છે એના નહીં. Epic is voter card. You all know electoral photo identity card or commonly voter card પણ છે. વોટર કાર્ડ મેરો હાથમાં છે ત્યારે વોટર લિસ્ટમાં નામ છે એના બની છે વોટ गर्न सक्दिनँ. ओके क्लियर. तर वोटर लिस्टमा नाम छ मेरोमा वोटर कार्ड थियो तर कहाँ राख्ने मैले याद छैन हरायो. यू क्यान आइदर डाउनलोड ई-एपिक फ्रम इलेक्सन कमिसन पोर्टल और त्यो पनि म अब गर्न सक्दिनँ. आई डोन्ट नो हाउ टु डाउनलोड दिस थिङ्स आयो भने देयर आर अल्टरनेट डकुमेन्ट्स विच क्यान बी युज्ड for identity on the day of poll. So polling booth mati they can show their Aadhaar card, they can show their PAN, unique disability card, service ID card, bank or post office ko passbook with photo, health insurance smart card, driving license, passport, smart card issued by RGA under NPR, pension document, official identity card issued to MPs and MG Narega job card. These are the alternate documents. तर यो alternate document में वोटर को फोटो होना पड़े, फोटो आइडेंटिटी होना पड़े. जस्ट नाम मात्र लिखी को आईडी कार्ड को चल रहा है. In fact, if you see all these cards, आधार कार्ड में फोटो है, पासबुक में विथ फोटो नहीं होता. आजकल विदाउट फोटो तो पासबुक को फर्स्ट पेज में होता. Similarly, PAN में से फोटो बातें होता. ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस, पासपोर्ट. All these documents, if you see, the alternate documents which we have suggested, this is as per the Election Commission's guidelines only. So in all these documents, you will find that there is a provision for the photo of the person. So I am making it once again clear that in case voter list ma naam cha, there are epic cards aina, e-epic download garna सक्नुहुन्छ या कुनै alternate documents use गरेर identify गर्न सक्छ. But वोटर लिस्टमा नाम छैन, मेरोमा एपिक कार्ड छ, वोटर लिस्टमा नाम छैन भनेपछि एपिक मात्र राखेर यू क्यानट गो टु द पोलिङ बुथ एन्ड से मेरोमा एपिक छ वोट हाल्नु पर्छ, वोट हाल्नु पर्छ भनेर. बिकज वोटर लिस्ट इज द बेसिस फर द इलेक्सन. वोटर लिस्टमा नाम छैन भने चाहिँ इभन इफ दे हेभ अ एपिक कार्ड दे आर नट एलिजिबल. सो देयरफोर दिस पॉइंट वी हैव टु मेक इट वेरी क्लियर टु द पब्लिक so that they don't get confused. And sometimes it so happens that they have the card but the name is not in the register. Maybe naam che aur kone polling station ma sare ho, they are not aware, they may come to the old polling station. So that is also possible, or for some other reason their name may have got deleted. So it's better that you first check your name in the voter list. As I said, voter information slip will be brought to each and every voter by the BLO, and just having epic is not sufficient. Name of the voter should be there in the voters register. Name is there but epic is not there. Then alternate documents are there with photo which can be used for identity on the day of vote. So with this I think we have covered most of the points which may be relevant to the public. So through our media friends today who have come in large numbers, we are very thankful to you. So we have been able to communicate many of the important information which a normal voter would like to know now that the elections have been announced. So everyone is talking about elections only. So next 1 month will be all about elections. So naturally our public as a voter, they will be keen on what is that the election department is doing. अहिलेसम्म के arrangement गरेको छ, यो सबैको बारेमा उहाँलाई एउटा क्युरियोसिटी थियो होला. So we thought that we will use this opportunity to explain whatever is possible which are relevant to the general public, to the voter, and therefore we have explained all these things to you. So I believe through your media channels, our public will be now fully aware of all the arrangements which were made for the elections. So this is all as of now I have to say, and even in the coming weeks, as and when any new developments takes place, we will be calling you all and we'll be sharing this information. And on a daily basis also, we have a media team with us. We have the Joint Director, ITR, who has been working with us. He has been attached with us now. Mr. Vishal is there. So on a daily basis also, if there is anything important happening, we will be sharing that information through IPR to all our media tools. So thank you all very much for having come.